Racing games are the shit. I love racing games since I started in the video game community. I had to thank the Mario Kart franchise for helping me out. The one that brought me to the top is Mario Kart 64. I love this game to death.
But that's not what we're here to talk about. Let's just pretend it's 1992 and the series was never heard of before. So here we have Super Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo. And now with the 8th installment coming on to the Wii U, I think it's time to actually review the one that actually started it all.
This is one of the make a random game and put Mario in it franchise that is so popular. Now the Mario Kart franchise are the racing games I'm personally best at, so we're going to check out the original one. Let's pop this thing in and check it out. So here we are at the title screen. This looks good for Super Nintendo standards. It's also funny when the characters interact before the game begins. Now this is part of the era where the story doesn't matter in the series, and I'm actually okay with that. So by pressing the B button, we get a 1-player mode and a 2-player mode. I'll talk about the multiplayer later on, so let's just start off with the Mario Grand Prix. We get the choice of 8 characters that we get to play as, and we get a total of 4 cups to compete in: Mushroom, Flower, Star, and Special. So we select the cup and we begin the race. The controls are simple, with accelerating, braking, and hopping all over the race courses. You accelerate with the B button, which helps you out throughout every race, because what kind of an idiot would not want to hold it down? Pressing Y puts in the brakes. Here's a tip: if there's a tight curve that you can't get to, just use the brakes to slow yourself down. It's very helpful. The A button is used for your current item, the D-pad controls your steering, and the shoulder buttons allow you to jump a bit. Holding it down also helps you out go through tight curves, but don't do it too much or... yeah, you're on a dizzy train of no tomorrow. Each character has their own status and how they handle throughout each race. For example, Toad and Koopa Troopa are the lightest characters, which means they have fast acceleration, while Bowser and Donkey Kong Jr. are the heaviest and they have the best speed. Now the race courses in this game are based off of the levels of Super Mario World. They all have really good designs for a racing game. We have Mario Circuit tracks, which are the home tracks for Mario. The Donut Plains tracks are based off of Donut Plains. The Ghost Valley tracks are based off of the Ghost Houses. The Bowser's Castle tracks are based off of the Castle levels. The Coco Island tracks are based off of Choco Island. Koopa Beach, I don't know what these tracks are based off of because I don't see a beach level in the entire game of Super Mario World. But I do know that Vanilla Lake is based off of the worthless ice level in Super Mario World. Yeah, that one. There's actually no difference between both of them, except that the second version, you race it backwards, but the ice is cracked right in the middle. So again, there's no difference. And last but not least, we got the infamous Rainbow Road, which became a staple in the Mario Kart franchise. Yeah, I say staple because every game has a different incarnation of this. Now as you can see that the screen is split into 2 horizontally for some reason. The top screen is for your player view, and the bottom screen is for your track view. And sometimes the track view changes into the rear view just in case if you see your opponent. Now this style of gameplay is repeated when the Nintendo DS came along. For Mario Kart DS, I gotta say, this is a really good version of gameplay. It really grew on me. Scattered around the tracks are coins that you get to pick up to increase your speed. Collect enough coins during the Grand Prix and you will grant an extra life. Yes, you have lives in this game. Lose them all and it's game over for you. The arrows around the tracks are speed boosters that can increase your speed if you're in last place, or if you want to escape your competition so they can never catch up. I always love doing that. Also, there's item boxes that can give you a number of items to destroy your competition. We have a banana peel that can slip you up, and you can lose a lot of coins for that. Coins in case you lose some. A mushroom will increase your speed. The green shell will bounce all over the walls. The red shell is different from the green shell because it's heat-seeking. The cape feather allows you to jump higher. The lightning bolt will shrink every player for a few seconds. And of course the Starman, which will give you invincibility. Temporarily. Despite the items we get, I have to say that the AI is an ass number of cat dicks. The characters look like they never get hit by the items that you drop, and they have everlasting of items, which is so fucking unfair!
For a racing game, especially for a Mario game, it should have some advantages and not be too complex like the characters are actually being so paranoid. That is just freaking bullshit, and I don't like that. I mean, I checked out what the items that the characters are throwing, and I don't think they're in the items list. Like, Princess Toad still has a poison mushroom, and Bowser has a big hothead or some sort. Yeah, a hothead from Super Mario World. Now, this is a flaw that I don't like. It must be fixed.
For the other characters, I think they have regular items. Well, except Toad, he also has the poison mushrooms. So Donkey Kong Jr. has the bananas, Koopa Troopa has the shells, and of course the Mario Brothers have the Starmen. This is completely worthless for the AI. Just hope they're not in the other games. Completing all 5 courses in first place will win a gold trophy, and you can move on to the next cup. They're actually appropriate if you want to win the game. And moving on with the rest of the game, we got time trial mode, where you get to try to race the fastest time on each track. And now for the multiplayer, there are 3 modes we get to choose from. The Grand Prix is the same thing as a single player. There's Versus mode, where you and your friend will race to the finish. And last but not least, there's Battle mode. It's very different because it's a fight to the finish. The object is that each player has 3 balloons, and it's up for the opponent to pop them all with the item boxes that are around the field. The player that loses all the balloons are the losers.
Whoa, jeez. They look like they're about to take revenge on me.
So Super Mario Kart is a game that really started up as a really good racing game franchise that lasted for over 2 decades. The first one is a really great start to the franchise as well. The graphics are really cartoonish for this one. Well, it is an early Super Nintendo game, so I have to give it credit. The track designs look interesting too. It brought some really good ideas on what tracks Mario and his friends will be racing in. The controls are fluent. I feel like I'm playing the character behind the wheel. I mostly love playing the lighter characters because it's a bit easier to me. The soundtrack is great for a racing game. Seriously, how do you feel when you actually listen to this? Overall, this game is great to start off with if you're going in the Mario Kart franchise. You can either get it on the Virtual Console, or as I'm playing it, the Super Nintendo.
Wow. The Mario Kart franchise. I am a huge fan of it, and there's about like 7 games in the entire franchise, with the 8th one on the way. And I'm so excited about the new one, I just can't handle it anymore. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my time and practice on the original one so I can get ready for new installments.